Hi everyone, and welcome to the Healing Conversations, and you're with me, your counselor Catherine. And in today's talk we are continuing from where we stopped last time. And remember, we are talking about acceptance as part of the positive mental health. Lack of acceptance may bring in some mental health disorders such as stress, anxiety disorders, but also adjustment disorders. So we're emphasizing the importance of acceptance towards a difficult situation that has happened to an individual. But let me clarify this, that acceptance is not as easy as it sounds, because some situations are very difficult and some situations are very tragic and tough, whereby all the emotions and the attachment is connected to the situation or to the event that has occurred. Therefore, we cannot talk about acceptance as if it's just simple, that it will just happen automatically to an individual. It's difficult. Therefore, in some cases, acceptance will be a healing process, whilst in other situations acceptance will be instant. There are situations that a person has to accept instantly, without thinking twice, without thinking, without any other deep maybe interpretations. You just have to accept it the way it is. That's how it goes. But there are certain situations, it will be a process whereby you have to process your thoughts, whereby you have to process your feelings, you have to process your reactions towards that event. So we are talking of acceptance, fully aware that it's not as simple, or it's not as simple as it sounds. That's why I gave examples of death. We gave examples of maybe we gave example of maybe divorce and other difficult, tragic situations that may happen. Now, what's the first tip going towards acceptance or going towards healing? Now, remember this, when you're talking of the healing process, when you talk of a process, it means it's a process. There are certain things that have to happen, maybe in a sequential way or maybe in no particular order, but there has to be a certain pattern of things, the way they would happen or the way they will occur. Differentiating it with the instant reaction to a situation. Now, when we talk of the grieving process, when a person has gone through difficult and tragic situations, for you to be able to heal, there will be a healing process. Now, in no particular order, a person who's going through that process, you may find yourself maybe in denial. You may find yourself maybe at a bargaining stage. You might find yourself at the acceptance stage. You might find yourself maybe depressed, and all other stages that we may think of. We'll talk about those stages maybe at some point. But in this conversation, we're emphasizing the importance of acceptance. Now, on the road to acceptance, the first thing that we need at least to try as individuals is to validate the feelings. Validate what you are feeling. If you are hurting, validate that the situation that has happened, it's hurting you. All right. No need of pretending that it doesn't hurt. I've heard several times maybe people discussing that, okay, don't follow your husband, pretend it's not hurting you, okay, don't do this, just go cook, smile as usual, when you know there's something that is hurting you. Now, for you to be able to heal and to process things, you need to be able to experience those emotions, those painful emotions. Take them with you. Not that you should walk with them every day for everybody to see, but know that when it's hurting, and be able to find a remedy to cure what is hurting you. Now, that is the first stage that we can look at, validation of whatever you're feeling. That's why when it is a happy situation, if I'm laughing, I'm just maybe... if it's an exciting situation, I will show those positive emotions. It's validating, or it's like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Whether I feel like dancing, whatever I'll feel like, because I'm validating what is going on within me. Now, a tragic has occurred. Something has happened that your mind is not at peace. Get in touch with your emotions. At least that's the first step. Know that this thing is going to help me. What is it that I'm feeling at the moment? It's hurting. I'm feeling worthless. I'm feeling rejected. I'm feeling this. Now, how can I make myself, or how can I help myself not to feel rejected? Who should I reach to? Who should I reach to? All these things are important. But remember, just the first stage we're talking about. Don't be in denial with your emotions. Don't close them up. Don't try to numb them, because if you numb your emotions, you're going to be in a difficult situation that healing will take time, and maybe at some point you're going to explode because you are keeping something that is not supposed to be kept. Now, the second aspect I want to talk about is realizing the reality. All right, look at the issue in a reality where, the reality of it. Now, you're going through divorce. It's not a mockery. It's a reality. Maybe you're going through the courts or whatever it is. That is a reality. But if you're in denial, you be the one trying to pick up pieces, saying, okay, let me go and try this. Maybe if I try this, we'll not go through divorce. Maybe we'll settle the case outside the court. Maybe we'll do this. You are the only one maybe giving 100% of your time and your effort to save that marriage, when the other party, there's zero effort. Now, the reality, what does it mean? Let me share this story quickly. You find this story in 2 Samuel chapter 12, from verse 16 to verse 24. There's a story of David. David was praying for his son because the son was not well. Now, he took off his clothes, he put on sackcloth, and he was praying day in and day out. He was not eating because he wanted the Lord to heal the child. Now, after a week or so, the child died. Now, the elders tried to go and tell David, but they didn't know how to tell David because he was so heartbroken. This is a man that has been there for over a week praying and doing all sorts of things, showing all the emotions about the situation. Now the child is dead. How are they going to tell him? But David recognized the elders that there's something they wanted to tell him. So he asked them, how is the child? Is the child dead? So they confirmed their worst, nightmare. Now what David did, he got up from where he was and he went and had a bath, went to the temple. From there, he asked for food. And the Bible said he ate every single thing that immediately, everything that they gave him, he ate it because he was hungry. Now, should we look at David? Even the Bible says that even the elders were puzzled by his behavior, that this is the man that has been praying. This is the man that was just seated on the praying, doing all the sorts of things. But now the child is dead. He wants to go and eat. The essence of the story is that, for me, what I learned from this, David realized that there was nothing he could have done anymore. That's how God has answered the prayer. As much as we want to change situations, as much as we want to turn things to favor us, we still want our marriage to hold it. As much as we want, the loved ones to come back, but there are certain things we cannot do it. Now, on the road to acceptance is to accept the reality. What has happened? I know, and I'm saying this again, I know the emotions are raw. It's not as easy as it sounds, but the reality is it has happened. What can I do about the situation? Just like what David did, he realized that, there's nothing I can do beyond this. This is how God has answered. He was in touch with the reality. Sometimes we lack acceptance because we are not in touch with the reality. Even the friendships that have been broken, people who are just taking advantage of you, that there's nothing that you're holding to that friendship because people take advantage of you, but you still go and offer yourself to that. But once you realize that, what if I stand on my own? What if I try to do this? I think these people are taking advantage of me. You're getting in touch with the reality, and you realize that standing on your own is not as easy as ABC, but it will require strength for you to do that. So it's the same essence that we're sharing. The first thing I've talked about, validation. The second thing I've talked about, getting in touch with the reality. Now, on the road to the healing process, there are so many things that will happen. Okay, people reach the bargaining stage, the denial stage. Maybe they'll be depressed. Maybe they'll be angry. So many stages that we can talk, but we'll leave that for some other time. So the healing process, it means there's certain things that have to happen for you to get better. As I said in the earlier conversation, that there are times the doctors will look at you, they'll just give you maybe a glass of water. Take this water. Sometimes they just give you chewing medicine. Just chew these tablets, you'll be fine. Sometimes it takes them to go, to take us to the theater, to go and fix things in the body. So the processes are different, but they are all going towards the healing. Now, this is maybe second part of the acceptance stage while we are going there. But we need to get in touch. We need to realize that acceptance is very, very important. And it is part of the positive mental health. Without acceptance through the difficult situations, our lives will be stuck. And we are not going to be productive individuals because we just don't know how to pick ourselves and to start moving on. Therefore, to accept situations, to accept things, it's really important in our lives. Thank you so much for watching the Healing Conversations. Look out for more episodes that will keep on coming. But let me thank you for all the positive feedback that I'm getting, and keep tuned in. Maybe we'll come back with part 3 of acceptance, and I will let you know. Thank you.